So, here we are in Game 2 for the Team Liquid map making competition, of course, brought to you by Red Bull. You guys are watching on Base Rate TV. My name is Rifkin, and I've been having a blast casting so far today. I can't believe so many of you guys tuned in to come hang out. I was really expecting low numbers for this, because they're kind of like, hey, you want to cast this thing? And I was like, oh, you're asking me? Sure. You guys must not have... I don't know. So, really excited. So many of you guys are enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying the new maps. This is, again, another brand new map, Synapse, that we have never seen before. We will take a look at this map together, but before we do that, Spawny here in the lower left corner of the map, playing for SK Telecom. It's going to be SKT's Parting! The Red Protoss. And his opponent in the upper right, hailing from Korea, but playing for the European team, My Insanity. I don't know if he's still watching, but shout out goes to Scooter, one of the managers of the team. It's going to be the Blue Terran Jjakji. And, you know, Memento, I just have to actually... I want to give a big shout. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to interrupt the game here or break the fourth wall for a second to say big thanks to My King Ling, who basically tweeted at me saying, I made a Twitter so I could say this is enjoyable cast. Thanks, dude. You know what? I very rarely, I get a mountain of crap thrown at me from people on a very regular basis. I want to thank you, because people do not go out of their way to say nice things like that. So thank you very much at My King Ling. But let's take a quick meander around this map as we try and see the new features, I guess, brought to it. I'll say right now, before we even look into anything, I like the tile set. I think this was a really nice tile set. It mixes nicely. It's aesthetically pleasing to look at, and I think this will be a fun map to cast. But as we come out here towards the natural, pretty safe, pretty cool, regular stuff. Love these ground lights, by the way. These are like on Daybreak and stuff. Third base, little exposed. It's got a bit of a choke. This really reminds me of the third base, or not the third base, like the northern and southernmost bases on Abyssal City. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, then I guess it's a terrible reference, but it's exposed but not at the same time. Reaper coming out of Jjakji, by the way. We'll talk about that more in a second. I want to discuss this base here. This is a really cool base. This geyser is, of course, a regular geyser, just as we see in any other base. Another very safe pocket base, by the way, but this is so cool. So not only does this... This is like a really dangerous, a bold but a cool base at the same time. You can run through this, you can scout through this. There's ramps here and there. You can get some high ground coverage. Rocks are blocking off half of this. Don't know why rocks are blocking off that part, but still kind of neat. The edge bases, of course, look pretty standard. They don't look like anything too out of the ordinary. But speaking, Reaper gonna come in here. Can he get a kill? Will the probes kill him? Stay tuned. First blood. Looks like the SCV did go down, sadly, but he will clean up or make up for it by getting a probe. Gets 2 probes. Well, might get 3 probes. With some great control, Jjakji gets a little bit more than he should have. Losing his own SCV kind of sucked, but that's another thing I was just going to take a notice of. I don't think there's any double ramps on this map. I think this is all 1 and 2 layers, so no third layer as far as I can tell. Yeah, even the main base is just a second layer, so that's kind of cool. You see a lot of people nowadays reference Akalon Waste, for example, where players are trying to make this sort of that third layer, that third cliff tier. You can only have 3 levels in StarCraft 2 if you don't know this. And I don't know, I personally, it can be used very well sometimes, but I think players are just, or not players, or map creators are trying to use it to just be more unique. But as we see here, we got a very aesthetically pleasing map with some really cool terrain dynamics, and they didn't have to use that third location, that sort of third elevation, if you will. So props goes out to the map maker. I don't know, I'm very excited to see how the game plays out. There's cool potential for certain. Don't know how this will play out. I gotta tell you guys, so far again, Shrieking Breeze and Graveside have been my favorite maps so far, but Synapse could easily steal my heart. Easily. I really like the layout of this map, and for TVP, this is the most, in my opinion, balanced and dynamic and fun matchup that there could be in the first place, and you've got 2 of the top of the top. I mean, guys, it's Jjakji and Parting. Oh, is he gonna get a probe? He does before he goes down, but he sees the Twilight Council being chronoed. So if Jjakji's been around the block, let's be honest, he probably knows this is gonna be Blink. There's no reason for Party to cancel this, and because of that, Jjakji's gonna have to start getting some Marauders out. If he doesn't get Marauders on the field, it's gonna be very difficult to hold against. This part here, I don't believe you can blink into. It's a little bit too far. However, down here to the south, a big threat. Over here to the west, a big threat. So has to be very wary of this coming his way. Okay, Mothership core in the middle of the map. Just being chased away for the time being. Again, I really like that. Like, I don't know if this is good or bad. I would have to watch games to see players find out whether it's good or bad. I think it's cool, though. Normally, this would be, like, consider any other base, right? This would be walled off. This would just be a regular base. But because there's that hole on the other side, this is actually incredibly dynamically cool. Let's say you're a Zerg player, right? You take this base, Hellions come by. Son of a gun. Let's say you're a Terran player, Planetary Fortress. You think you're safe. Banelings roll in. I mean, there's just a lot of really cool potential for this base. If you, so like, my imagination is this base doesn't get taken unless it's the macro game, right? Like, unless this is like, you know, 40 minutes into the game and players are desperate for resources. But I'm just saying, there's still, I don't know, I just think it's cool. I'm nerding over about that one potential part way too much. I am fully aware, but Jjakji in the meantime has placed bunkers down, not only at the front, but also at the sides. He's prepared for this. SCV is on hold position, waiting to see. Pylon will absolutely reinforce from this angle. I think it'll be from the south in which he attacks. I don't think he'll come in, like, he might poke this bunker. I don't think he's going to dedicate to this bunker, but we'll have to see. If he warps in more sentries, he probably will. 2 sentries and some stalkers. Yeah, is it going to be enough? Looks like he will dedicate to busting the front here. Bunker's going to try and be repaired, and looks like without stim, it's seconds away, guys. If Jjakji gets stim, he should be able to hold this. Mothership course trying to get picked off, barely gets away. This was going to be the end of the push if he could have gotten that. Stim is now available, and he cuts a big stim forward, going to kill a lot of these stalkers. This goes from a bad situation to a really good situation for Jjakji. Gets the Mothership core, which means no high ground vision, no warping in on this side of the field, on the southern base. SCVs are still pulled. He knows it's not over yet. Still going to try and buffer for this army. No medevacs available, so these stims aren't exactly free. They still hurt, but the Colossus, or sorry, not the Colossus, the concussive shells from the Marauders will do a ton of damage before backing up. Pylon runs the heck away and looks like gonna squeeze here into the natural base. These units are so low, they can't really afford to keep stimming is the problem. They are so desperately low. Jjakji will probably love to just pop off stims and chase this down left and right, but he can't afford to do it. But looks like he will still catch Parting a little off guard. Backing up out of his blinks away, loses a couple more zealots, but no more worse for wear. Definitely did not go in his favor. Lost a lot more than his opponent, but Parting expanded behind this, guys. This was not an all-in. I mean, we saw the expansion up from minute 1 when the Twilight Council was revealed, so this could have been worse. If Parting was doing this off of 1 base, GG Jjakji wins. But the fact that he was 2-basing this, he's still okay. But if he keeps investing and trading like this, he is going to be out of this game very quickly. Low amounts of units like this, of course, trade very well with Protoss. Another great concussive shell catch there, but of course, Blink allows Parting to back up once again. Going to blink forward actually rather aggressively. I think if Jjakji wanted to turn on focus 3 or 4 of these stalkers, they are already very low. Some SCVs being pulled. A bit of a dire trade going on here, some tug-of-warring in the middle of the map. SCV is going to win him the favor for now. Oh, I didn't realize my voice was loud compared to the game sound. Sorry, guys. It's, thank you, Escape Moderator, for letting me know. I can just turn my mic down a tidbit. I hope that's better. If I've overcorrected and made it too quiet on my voice, let me know. Game sounds, of course, are incredibly loud in my ears no matter how I have it. That's just the way transmissions work. It's cool. I hate technology. So I hope this is a little bit better, guys. My bad if it's not. I'm really sorry if I was too loud before. Operating off of a 3-minute delay does make it a little bit difficult to police yourself, and with no co-caster, I can't sit here and read chat while the games are going on. So, YOLO casting for the time being. Sorry. Jjakji still posturing around here quite nicely off of 2 bases. No 3rd command center in base. I love that he's left the SCV here, by the way, for so long. Rocks go down. Sorry, I thought that was going to be friendly fire for a sec, but leaving this SCV here is so key. Knowing that there's not a bunch of stalkers waiting to blink in, like, this is a big deal. This is what allows him to keep pushing on the western half to allow him to be on this side of the field. Medevacs, of course, now going to start allowing these stims to be a little bit more liberal. Has to be careful, of course. Doesn't want to lose units for free. Does pick off the pylon. Ends this half of the aggression, but does not know about that other pylon. However, still continue to pick off stalkers for free. And Parting, yeah. Actually in a bit of a bind. He doesn't have much more than gateway units to hold off this push, and sadly, gateway units are kind of crushed by concussive shells, at least until charge is done. Once charge completes, charge basically guarantees at least 1 hit from the zealots, usually 2 because they swipe twice, but if he can connect to the army with the zealots, they'll do fantastic against the marauder count. The marines are a little scary though. They have kind of bulked up, so to speak, and looks like, yeah, taking the engagement just before charge finishes. Charge now done, going to allow him to connect to the army. Gets a couple hits off, but Good game is called. Jjakji will bring it back 1-1, and we're going to find out what map 3 is going to be in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen.